I'm Lee Johnson, and today we're talking with Miss Lucille Brooks about the African American Heritage Center Incorporated that she started in Franklin, Simpson County. Ms. Brooks, can you just explain a little bit about the project and how you got the idea for the project for us?
The bicentennial was a wake-up call to Kentuckians and also in Simpson County. They realized that there was very little black history collected and nothing had been done toward preserving it. So when we had an opportunity to purchase a place, and it had some collectibles already in the house. So this
was a reason why that we decided to
purchase this and start a collection and to preserve African American history in Simpson County.
How's the restoration of the house going? Was the house in pretty good shape when you bought it, or?
Yes, it was in excellent shape to a degree. However, to follow the guidelines of the Kentucky Historical Society, we had to get it back to its original form. Mm-hmm. And this was, it had shingles on the outside, asphalt shingles. We had to have those removed. Okay. And had to strip the wood down to the natural grain. And this is some of the things that we are doing now, getting it in its original state. There was very few things that had to be done. However, we need to do some things to update it for 1997.
Right. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the house, the family that used to own it, or how it came to be?
Well, the history of the house is not an important entity as far as us buying the house. Mm-hmm. However, after we bought the house, we realized that there had been only two owners of the house, and the person that built the house was George W. Mahan, who was a barber in Franklin, Kentucky, and his shop was over on the west side of the square, and he built the house in about 1914. He lived there until about 1924. He decided to move to Louisville, Kentucky, and when he did, he sold it to Hugh and Minnie Neely, and they lived in the house, and both of those died. They had one daughter, Beatrice Neely. And after she died, there was no relatives in Franklin that were interested in keeping the house. So we saw it was available, and with the collectibles, we thought it was an opportune time to get it and start putting material in the house.
Where's the house located?
It's on John J. Johnson and Jefferson Street.
Okay, so it's easily accessible to lots of people then?
Yes. As you know, we have had historical district study earlier on, and the house is actually in the center of the historical district.
Wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm. With the decor in the house, the paper and curtains, and we hope to get whatever furnishings that we have to coincide with that particular period.
Great. So, are you depending on donations from people in the community to furnish the house, or how does that work?
We have already depended upon local people, and we have been fortunate enough to get some grants that has helped us so very much in financing so many of our projects. The Kentucky Heritage Council provided $10,000 for the purchase of the building. We have gotten grants from Weyerhaeuser, the Mammoth Cave RDNC, and other contributions. We've also received such things as books and money from local organizations, banks, and persons in Simpson County and outside of Simpson County.
So if people are interested in donating objects that they feel would be of the correct time period, how can they contact you to see if these are acceptable?
We are still operating from my house. We hope to soon be operating from the center. But my phone number is 586-4615.
Creative, but in the finishing of the project and the bringing it out into the public
Involvement. Well, we do expect to have activities like workshops. For an example, family planning, health workshops, remedial improvement, leadership workshops, and things of this type to involve those people that we have not reached already. We have begun last year, before the house had started renovation, we had, during January and February, we had some programs on Black history and emphasizing also Dr. Martin Luther King's Day.
With these programs, are you targeting more adults or young children or teenagers?
We really hope to influence all people of all ages. We would prefer to attract youth, young people. We had talked about and had mentioned having during the day hours when school was in session to have small children to come to the museum where we could read to them, let them see videos of on their level, and browse around and see how we could entertain them and maybe target them towards some type of vocation or career.
I understand that you used to be a teacher, Mrs. Brooks, so it must mean something to you if students take an active part in the learning process that this museum involves.
That is true, and it happens that most of the people on the committee are young people that I have had some dealing with in school. I either taught them, they were in student council or something of this nature. And this has been an advantage to me because we have a good rapport with each other in working.
Right.
And we do hope that we can spread this to the community, and so that the children will become enthusiastic about what we are doing.
Right. Let's talk about some of the things you're doing now. You talked about some of the grants that you've gotten, but what are other means of financing the project that you're working on?
We have two, other than the financial one. Two projects that we are finishing now, and one of those projects is a study of Simpson County areas. We mentioned the historical district, which was the Harristown area, and we have done all of the footwork. All we need to do is a report on the study of all of the areas of Simpson County, the Pleasant View, the White Hill, Loving Chapel, Center Baptist, and Middleton, Harristown, in addition to Harristown, Newtown, Frog Level, and Pea Ridge. And you know that Pea Ridge doesn't have any houses now, but at one time it was populated and had houses because of the fact that the first black school from grades 1 through 12 was located on Madison Street. So there were several houses there. They've just been torn down.
I understand you're putting together a cookbook.
Oh, I didn't finish about the other project, and that was, we have gotten oral histories from 28 people in Simpson County, and we're also working with that, and we're trying to develop a video showing the folklore and foodways and the culture of blacks in Simpson County. The other two projects,
Just some of the students at Franklin Simpson High School are working to put the videos together. So I think this is a way for the kids at the high school to be a part of the project and be a part of rediscovering the history of Simpson County. So I'm sorry, I just wanted to add that.
okay. The other two are financial projects, and one is a cookbook. We have collected the recipes. I hope that we have quite a few recipes for the cookbook. We're in the process now of getting it typed and put in book form. And this will be sold. We hope to put it in the tourism area
Great.
and various other places that it would be attractive. We have included in this cookbook some of the recipes that, and some of the foods that people are not eating now, but we knew they ate them in the early 1900s, so we felt like a book would not have been complete without including some of those.
What are some of those?
Well, hog feet.
Oh my God.
That's one of those. Butter roll. I know that this is something you've never heard of. When we were small, there was a type of, I guess it was a dessert. The mothers made, and they used something like a pastry dough, between pastry dough and biscuit dough. And they rolled it thin, and they buttered it, and they put sugar and vinegar, and just kind of folded it over and put it in the stove and baked it. And they made it, it was, I guess it is about 5 inches long and about 2 inches wide. And sometimes you would take this to lunch, to school in your lunch, and this served as a dessert.
Oh wow.
Tea cakes, which is a type of cookie. Wild duck, rabbit, squirrel. So we know that this is not the popular food at this particular time, but we felt like that we should include those types of things in our.
Well, maybe somebody will try on some of those because they sound interesting. How can people buy these cookbooks?
They can get them from we hope to be open by that time. We will have them in the center, and we'd like to place them at various places around town.
Okay.
I didn't tell you about the calendar.
No, you didn't.
The calendar is a keepsake calendar, and we are securing birthdays, anniversaries, memorials, and Army categories. If you have someone in the service that receives some type of honorary citation, you could put that in. And of course, people like to memorialize various members of the family. And husbands always forget anniversaries. This is a nice way to remind them. And of course, if you have a large family, you need to know the birth dates. And we have completed our ads on those. And we are now getting entries for the other categories that took place in the calendar.
Calendar. Great. So we've talked about a lot of this stuff just in general, but what would you say is your main goal with this project?
Well, I guess we would say that we had more than one goal. And the first one would be to remind people that black people have actually made a contribution in not only Simpson County, but statewide and nationally. And that this should be inclusive in studying where we came from. Another goal is to teach us to preserve the things that we have, and to remind us of a rich heritage. The third one is to educate the young people of today. then a fourth one is to do something indirectly. We find that so many things happen, or the conduct is not as we would like it be. Our community may not be like we would like it. And we would like to do in a positive way, to teach our own selves to have more pride about ourselves, more pride about our community.
Yeah. And when do you anticipate opening the Historical Center?
We anticipated opening it about 1.5 years ago. But sometimes your timetable is not someone else's timetable. We are really renovating it now. It's in the state of renovation. We are looking for payment from the state with an ICT grant. And in fact, as far as work is concerned, labor, I suspect that we're over half finished with that part. But there are some finishing things that we need to do. And from looking at it, we're about half finished.
Okay,
renovation.
Good. So, thanks a lot for being here today, Ms. Brooks. And we all look forward to visiting the African American Historical Center and learning a lot more about our country's history, and that goes for all of us.